I love that.
I'm 6 weeks pregnant. I haven't even told you.
I love that. What's that?
So I love that. It was great. Actually, I love the reaction from the audience, especially when the character says, "Is it mine?" And all the women in the room went, "Oh." But as soon as he said, "I'm happy and I'll take care of you," there seemed to be a relief inside this room from everybody, not just the ladies, but from everybody. And this is what a movie should be. It should make people react. Happy, sad. So on that note, congratulations. It was very well done.
It's a great script for one thing, with a beginning, a middle, and end. The dialogue is really good, really well crafted. The set was an amazing little set, a very cluttered little garage band place where they would record, and it looked great. It's very static, and yet it works. She's kind of just, she sits in one place for the entire film, but that doesn't matter, it worked. The performances were very strong. I liked the music. Now, we had a lot of people moving during the credits, so I'm not sure if he was really playing the guitar or not, or if they were just cleverly disguising it with editing. I couldn't tell. And if I can't tell, that means you did a good job, Mr. Director.
The production design was super authentic, but it was like shut down our throats. In fact, it lived in the background in sort of soft focus, and that was the right choice, I think, because the story was unfolding through the performance and the reaction shots, and again, that was the right choice. So.
David, I love that film, and it was such a great Valentine's film.
Cool.
I really liked how it went full circle when you're talking about the group therapy, and you're like, oh, I can't remember that line we were saying, and at the end, it all wraps up, take care of me, and in the context of the situation, I think it was very well-rounded.
It was my favorite out of the four. I thought it was very natural, and as opposed to the black and white film with the two ladies, with this one, I could just imagine their life, even just by their little interaction, like I could picture everything about the baby and everything like that. So it went beyond just the 9 minutes of the film, like it made you wonder about the relationship even before and what was going to happen after. So I thought it was great. It was really well done.
I love you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ace Hicks. Yeah, I wrote the film, I acted in it, and I directed it.
I'm Julian Rivito, and I acted in it and helped produce it.
I made it, and because it was part of, there were some stipulations for how I made it. I didn't necessarily expect to submit it as a short film, but I was really, I was proud of how it turned out, and I was away during the screening for ACTRA. It was in Ecuador. So I never had a chance to see it in front of an audience, so I decided to submit to some different festivals and some local festivals. I'd heard really great things about this, and I think it's a nice forum too, because a lot of times you don't actually get to interact with people or see how your film impacts people, so it's a really nice forum, and I'm grateful to be here. But yeah, so that's how, just Film Freeway. When you make a film, you spend a lot of money and time on Film Freeway and submitting to thousands of festivals, and so it's always nice when you do get accepted and get to share your work. I've always wanted to be a mom. I'm of that age where I think about all the time, like, am I gonna get my shit together and figure out how to have a baby and all of that, and before it's too late. And I also think through writing and the kind of work that I want to do, I always hope that it's from like a real place of either catharsis or healing. And I've had experiences in my life where sometimes I write sometimes like the fantasy of how I wish the humans in my life had maybe responded or behaved. Almost as like my own vessel of healing, maybe, if I've experienced like, the opposite of that. So yeah, I just really, I think it is a big thing, and so many of my friends, we've gone through so many different spectrums where it's a tragedy when you're pregnant or where it's a celebration, and it's definitely something that I really wanted to kind of really consider as well as an actor and writer and director. I received received about a $400 grant from ACTRA through the Young Emerging Artists Assembly. And a lot of people were really great and gave favors. Where we filmed it is an actual recording studio rehearsal space over near McCall and Elm. And John, the guy who owns it, was so awesome, basically let us use the space for practically free. I paid everyone, but everyone was generous enough to work for, generally under $150. And I'd say I probably spent about $2,000 all in. But I'd say about $400 of that was food because I really wanted to feed everyone really well and show them appreciation for helping out.
I thought that you used every penny you had extraordinarily well. The fact that you could do it all with one room, very little physical movement. I think it showed a great deal of maturity in your filmmaking abilities, in your acting abilities, and I think you've got a brilliant future ahead of you.
Is it mine?
Obviously.
I actually wrote this particular scene. It always is from a treatment of a feature film or a potential web series. I always wanted to kind of explore these characters that were a little more like indie or sort of edgy. And so yeah, I'm not sure what's next, but hopefully I will develop either a feature script or see what's possible with the characters.
Are you serious right now?
I saw the grant. I was like, okay, I have to finish the script. So I stayed up a whole night and actually finished writing the scene because I was working from scene ideas and a treatment that I already had. I knew I had to commit to the stipulation was one room, 2 actors, and that you had to follow those rules. So I submitted, and luckily I got the grant, and I found out a week later, and we had to film it within the first month. So from the actual time of sitting down and writing the script to filming was under a month. So, and then of course the post-production was a bit longer than that. Then it was 3 to 6 months, calling a lot of favors, so it took a bit longer.
Yeah, we filmed it in one day.
But yeah, we did film in one day. So.
Okay, did you really play the guitar, or was that skillful editing?
I wrote that, played it, and it was recorded in the film as you heard it.
Okay.
Did you find that you warmed up the more you got into it? When you first started, maybe you were finding your way, and did you find that as you progressed the month, you warmed up to it and flowed more as an actor?
Definitely, I think that's a conscious choice and an unconscious choice, because obviously as the day goes on, you tend to land more in whatever you're doing. And then I also do believe that, and short films don't allow you maybe as much time as you need, but I do think that a character needs somewhere to go. So you don't want to start as your best self, because then nobody gives a shit about seeing your best self. They want to see that sort of, you know what I'm trying to say, that progression of you as a human being. It's like Michael Corleone at war and then become the Godfather. You know? Yes, I don't know if that's a good best self, but I think of that as a good So yeah, that's a great observation. So I guess the answer is yes, in terms of as just an actor, you are landing because the day you're getting warmed up, and then it's also a conscious character choice.
So most of the performance and most of what happened on the day was a lot of the time really organic impulses that were happening between us, and thanks to Julian, he's a truly gifted actor and wonderful to work with because he doesn't stop bringing great stuff to the table, and it was definitely